Happy Super Bowl weekend. Tonight, though, we have Overeem versus Volkov in the main event at heavyweight. Overeem trying to do that last heavyweight title shot run, well over 40. Volkov trying to bounce back after those times getting controlled on the ground, particularly that just domination by Curtis Blades. This fight's crazy, but I don't even want to get to that fight until we talk about the co-main event, which is the biggest fight on this pretty stacked card. We got Sandhagen versus Frankie, and the thing that shocked me the most about this fight was not only that it was co-main, but the fact that I saw Frankie Edgar open up as plus 325. I'm not saying that Corey Sandhagen shouldn't be the favorite. I'm just saying plus 300 is ridiculous for Frankie in that position. I get it. It's him at bantamweight, and we haven't seen much of that. And Sandhagen got stopped quick by Sterling, but it's coming off of a crazy, awesome knockout of Marlon Moraes. Now, I'm saying don't put too much stock into the Marlon Moraes knockout, only in the fact that Marlon Moraes is a stand-up fighter. Also, don't put too much stock into the Sterling finish because it was so fast. I don't think Frankie's going to be able to just come at him like Sterling did and finish it that quickly. But there's something to be seen there. It is going to be one of those things where it's, can Frankie get inside? Because Frankie has to be all the way inside, right? Like Michael Bisping was saying over and over. But he can definitely do that, and he's so fast. And I think it helps him to be at 135. Sandhagen's going to look for those big knees, maybe try some spinning attacks, but I don't think he's going to be able to set him up like he did against Marlon, because Frankie's going to be really pressing him and really trying to get inside, so he's just not going to have the time to set something like that up, unless maybe it gets into the third round and he's able to fend off Frankie for that long and then be at range and set one of those up, or just one of his long boxing combinations too. I really feel the dog in this one. I really just have a feeling about Frankie Edgar being able to get inside. And I don't know if I would feel it. It's just, there's something about when you have a fight like this big in magnitude, and you make one of the fighters that big of an underdog. Sometimes you just gotta shake your head and go, "What are you seeing?" And sometimes it's just something about the betting lines where that's a big mistake, and you see the underdog pull something off. So there's some money to be made there. Either way, it's a huge fight. Either way, it could be Corey Sandhagen finally getting a chance to go. All right, so yeah, Sterling got me real quick, first round, first minute. But then I bounced back and beat Marlon Moraes, one of the top guys in the division, and handily. And then I beat Frankie Edgar, an absolute legend. And unfortunately for Corey, the crazy odds are going to kind of take away from his performance if he does beat Frankie. So there's a lot more for Corey to lose now, especially with the line. And I just think Frankie's being looked over. If Frankie can get him down, Corey is good on the ground. People are looking past his abilities on the ground, but like, remember Frankie versus Yair Rodriguez? We were in the arena for that. And I don't think you can think of a longer opponent for Frankie, lankier striker than Yair Rodriguez, and Frankie just dominated him. So I just think it's a little naive to overlook Frankie in this fight. I don't know. Look into it. I could be totally wrong, and I kind of feel like Sandhagen does have all the tools to beat him. But Frankie Edgar is undeniable, and I like that fight. So don't miss that. But in the main event, Overeem, he dismantled Sakai, and that looked really good. But Volkov is so long and dangerous, and I think can match him in a lot of the things that Overeem is able to do when it's on the feet or in the clinch. That whole question is can Overeem get him down? He can certainly land a big shot and knock Volkov out. I just think Volkov is going to be able to outstrike him for the most part. They'll both have their moments, and if one of them connects, it's over. You know that. But if Overeem does get Volkov down, Volkov's in a world of trouble. But this is the other beautiful thing about this fight is if Overeem can beat Volkov, you go, oh shit, you know what? He could make this last run. He could get that belt and retire like that, or at least get a chance at it. And a lot of people are writing off Overeem, but he does have a very solid chance at it. I do see Volkov winning this fight. I do think he just has, like, Overeem has more ways to win, but Volkov just has a little bit more, I don't know if I want to say. It's not power, it might be speed, but I think it's just the fight IQ, and I think he just has simply more drive left in his tank, simply more to gain, and it's hard. I've been back and forth on this fight for days, but I can't quite visualize the Overeem win. I can only see Volkov have another beautiful performance and put him away. 5 rounds is a big thing too. That's why I would have argued that you make Sandhagen and Edgar main event 5 rounds, but they are trying to push the storyline of Overeem in case he can pull this off, or at least you get another, big heavyweight contender. But we just saw Blades dismantle him, so there's a lot less to see if Volkov pulls it off. It's interesting, man. I like the card. It's pretty stacked. Usually the Saturday right before the Super Bowl is always pretty stacked. Lots of fights, lots of dogs I think are going to pull off. Gita versus Johnson, I'm not saying I believe it, but that's not a gimme fight. Molly McCann is in there. We got Mike Rodriguez back in a fight he should win but could get knocked out, and then it's like, wow, what do we do? Pantoja versus Cape, and Cape is a bantamweight champion from Ryzen, making his UFC debut right up against number 4 Pantoja. They're going to go wild. It's going to be a flyweight, fast, crazy fight. It's an exciting night. So I would have to say I'd take Frankie, and I do take Volkov. So enjoy the fights. This is clipped.